Wonderful. Dr. Dimo, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Goose. Happy Thursday, man.
Happy Thursday to you, my man. I mean, for sure, I don't know what is so happy about the Thursday if you have to consider the bloodbath on the market. But of course, you know, one of the biggest things that has been holding people back from investing is fear. And during times like this, when there is so much red on the market, technology companies are down. S&P 500 is down. Bitcoin is down to what? Less than
Oh,
$70,000 from a high of $120,000. Facebook dropped by about 17%, Google by 15%. All these different scary things on the market, right?
yep.
What do you say to people who are looking at that and feeling like, boy, I can't do this. I can't handle it. What do you say to them?
We continue to preach on this thing, and one thing I've learned about life is about consistency, right? So this lecture that we continue to give here, it has to be consistent, and sometimes it might take multiple times for people to understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like when COVID came. When COVID came, everybody thought the world was coming to an end. The,
That's right.
the market dropped multiple days, 1,000 points. Most people ran away from the market. Some folks started chasing the penny stocks to think that were going to be the $1 million stocks. You know, that's one of the reasons that not everybody can get rich or build
Mm-hmm.
wealth using the stock market. The stock market is meant for a group of people with a particular mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the stock market going red yesterday and today or in the month of February doesn't affect anything that I do with respect to my portfolio.
That's
And
correct.
and I am not investing today in order for me to catch in tomorrow. I'm
Mm-hmm.
investing today in order for me to build wealth for the next 20 years. Does that make sense? And I am
Absolutely.
investing today in companies that are solid, in companies that are proven, and in companies that have delivered for years upon years. So having this trend, having seen the market red for the even if it gets red for the entire month, that has nothing to do with me with respect to my strategy. I still stick with my strategy. I still invest consistently. I stay with the solid companies. I rotate my portfolio from time to time, but I'm not in any panic mode at this time because the Dow Jones drop or S&P 500 dropped 600 points today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Got you. Got you. But I mean, you've certainly coached quite a bunch of people over your career so far, right? And what are some of the common misconceptions that you have to keep correcting in people, and the misconceptions that I believe some of our televiewers today can learn from, avoid, and become more proficient at investing?
Some of the misconception that people have is number one, before we get to where we are, I have made my own mistakes in the stock market. I've made numerous mistakes in the stock market. I've lost money in the stock market. So I even have portfolio. I'm still recovering from that
I
portfolio.
can imagine.
you know, but overall, I'll tell you, I have made a fortune out of the stock market. You know, and I'm just getting started. This is just a starting game. This is more of a relay than a sprint. It's a marathon. So it's not about you running really fast or catching the quick gains. And that's
Mhm.
what majority of the people in the stock market that don't understand how the stock market works, that's what they're looking for. You see somebody with a $5,000 portfolio, the goal is to multiply that within the next 2 weeks or month. Unfortunately, you're gambling. That's what we call gambling. You're gambling in the stock market. There are different ways of investing. Don't get me wrong. There's some gurus out there that will tell you, oh, come and invest in the stock market. I will guarantee you 30% return. Be very careful. There are no guarantees in the stock market.
Yes.
You can decide on how much risk you want to take. Are you taking medium, low, or high risk? Depending on how much risk you want to take, then you can do whatever you want to do. But if somebody tells you, come, I'll show you how to invest, I'll guarantee you 30, 50%, run. Or ask them to show you their portfolio, how they've been doing 50% for the past year. If somebody cannot,
Absolutely.
if
And,
somebody cannot show you that, make sure you run away. Yes.
and it's interesting you talk about that, bro, because one of the things that I've noticed a lot with the clients I coach who come to me, the ones who are honest enough to talk about some of the mistakes they've made in their investing career, right?
Mhm,
And some of the monies they've lost in investments and businesses that they sit back now and look back and they can see so clearly that it was a scam.
mhm.
It's usually the fact that they are lured into it through these promises of guaranteed
Now,
returns,
for some
right?
reason, I can't see you live on Facebook.
You can see me live on Facebook.
No.
Okay. Let me see. I'm live on. o- Okay, just a minute. Let me see. It says I'm live on Facebook. Okay, let me see. Why is that the case? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see. So, but let's keep going. I'll see.
Okay.
So, now, one of the key misconceptions you've talked about is also understanding that, investing is not gambling, right?
Yep.
But how do we get to teach people that in investing, the most important thing is to seek at mitigating risk, but there is no guaranteed return? How do you pass that message in such a way that it goes through?
Before you even think of investing, right? The mistakes that I made was I thought I could do it all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Investment comes with emotions, whether we like it or not. And it takes time to master your emotion, especially when you're investing in the stock market. So,
Mm-hmm.
those people that are just getting into investing, your emotional decision can kill you in seconds. It's like today. Just take, for instance, you invested, you started, you became an investor today and you say, okay, I want to put in $10,000 every month. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to add $1,000 into that portfolio. And just
Mm-hmm.
today, your account went down $2,000. So your
Mm-hmm.
$10,000 by the end of today is $8,000.
Correct.
Majority of the people, they will scare, this will scare the hell out of them, and they'll say, I don't think I want to get on with this thing. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. I'm done. Yeah.
You understand? So that is why we come in place. We coach, we provide guidance, we guide you, especially people that don't have knowledge about the stock market. Don't go and do this thing by yourself. We keep preaching this every day here. It's not for us to just because we want customers. We don't really need customers. We don't need clients. We are here to help people. We're already building our own portfolios. But at the same time, don't take that money that you've been working hard 20 hours, 15 hours, 16 hour shifts, and you think
Mm-hmm.
that you can just get that money and burn it, right? So it starts with that mindset shift. And investment, as I said, it's not gambling. So if you do a projection, that's why if somebody comes to me and say, Dr. Heinrich, I want to start investing, I go through an assessment with you. If you want to start investing and you have a 6 month mindset or a year mindset, that's not investing, that's gambling.
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
have at least a 5, 7 year mentality of constantly putting money, stashing money on a bi-weekly, on a monthly basis to build a nest egg, then I don't even have anything to do with you. I will just tell you that you're in there for a very, very rough road. But statistics have proven to those that have been investing for the long term that 99.9% they will reap incredible benefit over time. The S&P 500 over the past 100 years has performed between 8.5% to 11%. That is not by magic. It clearly tells you that investment over time supersedes short-term investments and gambling in the market. So hanging around the people that have been there, done it, made their
Mm-hmm.
mistakes so that you don't make that mistake, that is the first win that you want to get with respect to starting investing today.
And I want you to hold that thought right there, Dr. Dimo. You've touched on a lot of powerful things. You've touched on the misconceptions. Now you're touching about the role of mentorship, right? But I want us to take a step back Look at the way the market has performed the last month. I mean, this thing, worst of all, the last 2, 3 days, it has been a bloodbath,
Yep.
complete bloodbath. I mean, it is scary, right? For an average person who is not educated about investing. Now, when you're telling somebody, you know what, you want to invest, you should be thinking of 5 to 7 years, and the person is looking at what the market is doing now. What do you say to those people?
What I'll tell people that they're starting to invest and they see the market going down, right? If you cannot stomach, if you cannot stomach a running stomach, right? Just don't sit in the restroom. That will help you. Or so the thing is, there is this saying that if you want to invest for the long term, sometimes if you cannot stomach volatility, just delete the app from your phone.
Yes.
Delete it. You don't need it. You don't need. If you're investing for 20 years, what's the need of you looking at that portfolio every day? What essence does it have? It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
If you have a coach that you guys meet every 6 months and stuff, you can see how that's when you take a total look at your portfolio to see what the portfolio is doing.
Mhm.
It is not your rest. You are not a day trader. You are not an option trader. You're a long-term investor. So there is no need for you to be sitting there every day and you're looking at that portfolio thinking that miracles going to happen. No, miracles
Mhm.
in long-term investments happen over time. They don't happen when you're sitting and watching it. They happen when you sleep.
It's like you
That's
plant something and you're watching it to grow, right?
absolutely. When was the day you planted a flower or a pear tree? You stood there and saw that pear tree grow.
No,
It
never. It
grows
never happened.
overnight. You come one day, you just start seeing fruits coming out from there. You're like,
Right.
wow, when did this happen? That's how you should perceive investment as a long-term investor.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Dr. Dimo, there's no question that listening to you speak, listening to you coach people on investing, looking at the portfolios you've been able to build, looking at some of the great successful people you've been able to coach to success with investing, it is very clear that you follow the process too. You follow the mentorship process. You had people who coached you, who mentored you, right? How
Yep.
important is mentorship, and who are some of these people who help teach you how to invest, how to be successful, how to build?
You know, I I cannot emphasize more the power of mentorship and the power of mentorship in investing. Because, as I said, I started this thing 15 years ago when I opened my first portfolio that I started investing by myself.
Wow.
I made a lot of mistakes. I at that time I was even the chief audit executive at the state treasurer's office. I've been to the New York Stock Exchange market to learn how this thing works, but I still made mistakes.
Wow.
So that should just give you a mindset, okay? So how did I grow? And again, I don't know it all in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that I am the master. If I'm the master of the stock market, I won't even be talking here. I will just be sitting and just be printing the money every day from my portfolio. So I'm not a master in any way, shape, or form. But my goal here is just to continuously learn.
Yeah.
To continuously learn, is to continuously read books, is to continuously pay for programs, is to continuously pay for mentorship that I have done over period. I'll tell you, my yearly programs and mentorship is going to the worth of $15,000 a year. And the return on investment has been incredible. If you look at my WhatsApp status, just today, again, I don't tell people to go and trade options. Just today, I made about $700 in options in less than 20 minutes. 20.
Mhm.
you know, Easy, even in down days of a market, right? And again, you need expertise to do that. Nobody,
Absolutely.
I'm not telling anybody to go and start trading options, okay? Else you get burnt. that's
Absolutely.
that's but for long-term investing, I am a member of the CNBC Investment Club. I am a member of Baron Investment Club. I enroll in all these top-notch investing clubs. These are made up of that multi-million dollar people invest in. And they watch and they follow on a constant basis. I am a profound founder of Jim Cramer and CNBC, which I featured there a couple months ago. So I constantly, we went to Search Life that I invited you. We attended some programs on investing in Search Life. Search Life is coming back to San Antonio. We have already registered for that. So we gather all this information and we are open to pass it on to people for little or nothing. That's why right now my hourly rate is $500. And I'm very, very clear. If you can't pay me $500, don't call me. If I can take you for the first hour, it's $299. After that hour, if you still need my services, except you enroll on my programs, it's $500. And that's with respect to the knowledge that I continue to amass. There is no way that we should sell ourselves short, because even the advice that we provide here on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, there are people that can pick up on some of the things here and make incredible amount of money. So you know the problem that we have? Many of us, we are short-sighted. We want that gains now. Oh, Gustav, can you guarantee me that if I put that $10,000 today, by the end of February, I'll make $10,000? I'll tell you, if we could sit here and guarantee people that bring $10,000 by the end of February, you'll get 15. This place will have 3,000 followers, 3,000 viewers in one position.
Absolutely. But of course, the game doesn't work like that.
Yep.
And I think one of the things you touch about, which is very important, is the ability to be long-sighted and to have a long-term view of everything, right? Because one of the things I realize is a lot of times, what people have lost in indecision, in lack of clarity, is not even starting to invest. In investing the wrong way and losing money is usually 10 to 15 times more than the maximum amount a coach could ever charge to mentor them to success.
Absolutely.
Right? So what I always tell people is it's not about what you pay. It's about what you would continue losing if you keep doing things the way you have been doing.
Yes.
I don't know if it makes sense.
Yep.
Exactly. So, but Dr. Edimo, here's the deal. Now we are getting into the point in life where it's not just enough, because sometimes, when people watch us, we talk about investing, about building wealth. People might tend to believe that is all that we're interested in. No. One of the things I realize, which is critical, is that there are really three critical pillars that most adults struggle with. Number one is the pillar of aligning their purpose. Number two, aligning that to something that helps them build wealth and generate income. And number three, also making sure that they're aligned with the career they're involved in. Now, you have mastered these three. You have struggled with them all through your life, and you've finally gotten a mastery of how to align not only your career, which is very demanding, but also aligning your purpose, aligning your wealth building journey, and bringing in other aspects like schooling and certifications and family. How do you balance all of these balls?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Gus. And I'll tell you, opportunity don't happen. You create them.
Yes.
And that was by Chris Grossler. You have to create opportunities for yourself. You don't just sit back and wait for miracles to happen. And another thing that I realize in life is we surround ourselves with the wrong people. We pay too much attention to the wrong people. So becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes.
I like that. Say that again.
Because
that's a powerful one right there.
yeah, becoming the
That's
best
a mic
version.
drop moment.
becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. And we as individuals, we have to look at the mirror. Is this the version of me that I want? Or am I portraying something out there that's not me? And that is
Mm-hmm.
one of the things and that's why I said I like this question, because I was just thinking about this today. People perceive you differently based on what they see and based on what you put out there. And the majority of us here, we lie about ourselves out there. We don't show the truth about ourselves. Just this morning, I talked about my own struggles. I go through my own struggles on a daily, on an hourly, every minute, just like everybody else. But if you pay too much attention on social media, some people make it very rosy. Meanwhile, every rose have thorns.
Around it.
Yep,
That's a fact.
yep. But they make you see just the petals, the rose petals. Don't be fooled, guys. That's why every single day I take an assessment of myself. Am I getting closer to my goal, to my purpose, to what I believe that I was sent to this world to do? Because you have to constantly ask yourself that, what were you sent here to do? I went live yesterday. I was talking about a friend of mine that passed away. He's 82 years old. This guy was instrumental for the short time that I got to know him.
Oh, my condolences, man. I saw the post you put about him. It seems as if he was a great guy.
Yeah. So every single day, I don't know if, and I made mention, right? Right now, it comes back to this thing: becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. Most of my friends now are older than me, like you. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really have very few friends that I have that are my age or
Mm-hmm.
I'm older than them. I mentor people, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking friends. Like
Correct.
friends, most of my friends are
Yeah, older.
10, 20, 30 years, maybe even 40 years older than me, like my friend that just passed away.
Correct.
But I look at life with respect to purpose and I ask myself every day, how much energy am I giving with respect to achieving that purpose?
Correct.
There was a point in my life that I was just thinking just about work, making that money, living the best life. Maybe I want to drive a BMW. I've driven that. Maybe I want to drive a Lexus. I've driven that. But right now, I am reprogramming my mindset. It's not about the Lexus anymore. It's not about what I drive or what I wear. It's what about I build and what I leave in people. That is what that is what ties into my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I am still working and at the same time trying to build on that purpose that I found for myself, I still figure out a way to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we all think that it's just the rich that has to give back. Everybody, no matter how much you have, whether you're jobless or not, you can give back and make a difference.
Very true.
So, adding my purpose, my career, my family, and the concept of giving back, not just in cash, but in kind, and also with respect to my experience and the knowledge that I've acquired over time. That is all I strive for. And just being a good citizen and love one another. That's it.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's interesting to hear you talk about some of this deep stuff, right? Because one of the things I also realized in my journey is that you really can never outpace or out earn your personal development and personal growth, right? And how important is continuous learning, personal development, continuing to grow as a person? How important is that not only to your contentment in life, but to your ability to also build wealth, invest successfully, and become a successful contributor to humanity?
Oh yeah. Personal development. Without personal development, you become what's that word? You're not you can't add value that much.
You become public rejection.
Absolutely. You are not of value. Do you know why AI is speaking steam like this? because this is something that nobody ever perceived was going to happen. Now I just talk to AI, it produces a picture of you and I say change our clothes. It gives us totally different outfits. This is
He put me
something
in a suit.
I used to hire somebody for one flyer. I'll pay 5,000 francs.
Yeah.
That's $10.
Yeah.
Now I produce all kinds of. I go crazy and ballistic on this thing.
You even put a Bible in my hand. Eh? And call me Pastor Goose. Hey,
Yeah, I even
correct.
put the Bible in your hand. So personal development is key. Those and entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We don't sit here every day and say, "Oh, you're an accountant today. You should leave accounting and go start finding your purpose now."
Mm-mm.
But one thing that I tell myself every day, right? If if I happen to leave this world today, or I'm in my dying bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Will I be contented with respect to what I gave to this world and to humanity? Will I be contented and say, "Oh, where I am today, I did the best that I can based on what
Mm-hmm.
I knew and based on what I wanted to pursue." And where I am today, especially with respect to my purpose, I have worked on this purpose for the past 15, 16 years to get to where that I am. And I'm just getting started. And
Yeah.
this comes with personal development. This comes with being intentional and being
Mm-hmm.
consistent. It doesn't happen overnight. One thing that I've realized, especially about folks that say they found their purpose or they want to get into entrepreneurship, they are not consistent. And that's why over 90% of startups they fail. Because folks, they get into this, they don't know what they're getting into. There are days that I sit back, I'm like, wow, I haven't had a client in like a week, right? If I had to depend solely on that, it could have been catastrophic.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I still stay the course. And sometimes some folks will call you and you'll be like, oh, rather than 299 for an hourly call, can I just give you $100? If you're desperate, you do that. I am not let me tell you, time you start downgrading your services, you will never ever grow with respect to your business.
Yeah.
If people can pay $10,000 to somebody to sit and for an hour and get value out of it, that is 10 times. What is the
Mm-hmm.
value of your services that you're providing? Because you, my brother Gustav, sitting with somebody for an hour, what you can unload on that person, I don't even know. That's
Correct.
easy
Hey, hold
six.
that thought right there, Dr. Dimo. Let me ask you this, and I want to play the devil's advocate here, right?
Yes.
Now, it's certainly all about value. How do you evaluate that value to translate into a price number?
That is a good one. That is
Right?
a good one.
Is that
I'll
based?
I'll
Is
give
that
you.
based? Well, let me qualify it a little bit. Is that based on your perception of what you're delivering, or it is based on the transformation that is going to unlock to the person who needs your help?
It's both.
Okay.
It's both. The way I price my and right now I'm still at the low end of my
Mm-hmm.
brand. Within the
Mm-hmm.
next 3 to 5 years, I'll be charging five, 10, $15,000 just
Fair
to
enough.
talk to people. Yeah, I already see that. So right now I'm at a huge discount. I
Mm-hmm.
come here, we talk. You remember the last year,
Correct.
my hourly fee was $99, right? By the end of
Absolutely.
the by mid here, I changed it to 199. People still pay, right?
Correct. Because there's
Now
value in
it's
it.
it's 299. People
Mm-hmm.
still, and that's just for the first hour. And by the end of this year, my value will be 499 an hour. And after that hour, it will be 999. This
Fairly
is
enough.
why, this is how I categorize my value, right? And not everybody can be your client. You have to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking yesterday. Stop chasing people. You don't need to chase people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us we start businesses based on the fact that we are hoping for family and friends to come and support. You can't build a brand or a business
And
based on
support.
family and
Mhm,
friends. And when they don't support you, you get mad at them. You know.
mhm. But let
That,
me ask you this,
wait,
Dr.
wait, wait.
Dimo. I think,
I want to get into the question
okay.
that you asked. So if I'm charging you $2.99, and I tell you that, for instance, investment is not a day job. You don't invest in an hour. Investment is at the minimum 5, 7, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, in 50 years. Depending on your time frame and depending on what I want to build for you, right?
Mhm,
Help you build. Take, for instance, you want to start investing, say, $1,000 every month in a portfolio that over 10 years is going to build $1 million, right?
mhm,
So 10 years, $1 million, right? If I charge you $2,500 a year, $5,000 a year, right? $5,000 a year in 10 years, that will be $50,000. But you're
mhm,
building $1 million. Does that make sense?
mhm.
That is not even up to
It's not up to
10%,
1%. Yeah.
1%, up to
It's not up to
5% of what,
10%. Yeah. That's
yes,
5%. Yeah.
of what you're building, right?
Mhm,
But guess
mhm,
what? If you don't take that, there is a high probability that you are not going to go by yourself and build that million.
mhm.
Does that make sense? And that's
Absolutely.
how value is being calculated.
Mhm,
If I can create you, if I can help you create something, at least you should be able to pay me 3, 5, 10% of what I can create for you.
mhm,
But that gives you, and when you're paying, you pay attention.
mhm,
When you don't pay, you don't
mhm,
care. When they schedule meetings, you don't even come. When they advise you on certain things to do, you don't do it because you
mhm.
have nothing at stake in there. But when you pay, I'll bet you pay attention.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, and the reason why I want us to stay a little bit around this topic is because we live in a time today when everybody has a cell phone, everybody has internet, everybody has the ability to position themselves a certain way, even when the pedigree, the qualification, the mastery level, the delivery, the value might not necessarily be reciprocated, right?
Mhm.
And I want us to talk about the art of mastery because there's a guy called Malcolm Gladwell. He's a New York Times best-selling author. He has authored some great books. The Outlier is one of them. And in the Outlier, he talked about a concept of the 10,000 hours. He says to gain any kind of mastery around anything you want to do, you must put in a minimum of 10,000 hours of focused, intense, full time, complete attention driven work on that thing. 10,000 hours translates to 5 years of work.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm saying this is because it's important sometimes to understand the correlation between mastery and charging. Price is basically a representation, a figural representation of a perception of value. And
Yep.
a lot of times, based on what I've experienced in my own business, in my with my own coaching clients, with the outcome of all the different things I help them achieve, where the most profit is, it's not even in terms of the price because the price is not a representation of the value they're going to get. You've
Yep.
already done some calculations here. It's a very
Yep.
minimal, small percentage. But
Yep.
it's more about the contentment we get knowing that we have been able to show somebody the road out of a dark place into a position of light, out of
Correct.
a place where they didn't know exactly what to do. And today they have clarity, they have confidence, and they know exactly how to go forward.
Yep.
Now, tell me about your experience with mastery and why you believe mastery is probably how important is mastery to being able to be the best version of yourself, uncover your purpose, and achieve the legacy you want to build.
You talked about the guy that said you have to spend ten
Malcolm
thousand,
Gladwell, yes.
yeah, to gain mastery of something. This was what why he said that. It's not necessarily that you have to go and spend 5 years to be a master.
Hmm.
It's all about consistency in the craft. That's just what he is trying to state there. Consistency in the craft makes you just get better. You get tested, you fail, you wake up, you get tested, you fail, you wake up, you continuously learn and stuff. That's where consistency is. And that's why if you see folks that have been consistent in their craft, they have a high probability of succeeding than those people that are maybe, okay, I'll try today. I don't have the energy today. Today I feel really bad. There are days that I feel horrible. I still come here and talk. I still come here
Absolutely.
and post stuff. Folks still call me and say, hey, Dimo, what's going on? I want to talk about investing. I still give you your free 15 minutes, but I'm in the lowest of my lowest. There are times that I wake up from my bed, I don't even want to go to work. You know,
Fact.
yeah. So
Fact.
so so so
Welcome to the mid 40 club, man.
so so,
You get on
so
some days and you're pissed off with everything.
absolutely. So success is rented, and the
Yes.
rent is due
Every day.
daily.
I
If
love that
you
one.
if you don't understand this concept that success is rented, there is a high probability you're gonna fail. Don't
Yes.
think that today because you're making $10,000 a day, there is guarantee that you have to make it. You still see people like Elon Musk. They are out there every day talking about their products, saying things that they're gonna be producing and stuff and releasing. These people they have all the money that they can. They are next. This man can share $1 million to the whole world. I will still have change.
True.
But they understand that success is rented. And if you don't continuously pay that rent, you can fail.
Absolutely.
So that
Absolutely.
is the mindset that I see with respect to continuous education, self-development, continuously mastering the craft, and also knowing that get to that mindset that even if you get to that level, and that's why you see all these folks that have built big things, they surround themselves with the best and the brightest.
Fact.
Until you understand that you don't know it all, you surround yourself with the best and the brightest. That is your incredible route towards success.
Wow. That was one heck of a sermon, man. And I really like the topic on mastery of your craft. And one of the reasons I really enjoy what you just laid out about mastery is because it is important to, especially for the generation coming after us, to understand the importance of spending time to gain the skill, experience, knowledge that it takes.
Yep.
If you look across the board, yes, everybody wants to be an experienced person. But you must understand that every master used to be a student.
Student. Yep.
Every mentor used to be a mentee, right? And it requires a certain amount of humility first to accept that I will submit to the authority of somebody who knows better to
Sure.
teach me. That is why one of the most successful business mentorship programs in the world is the Igbo Business Mentorship Program. That it's been taught today in many business schools because it beat people's imagination. How can people, who some of them, a cross section of them actually is the younger generation now that is starting to go to school. A cross section of all the top successful Igbo billionaires never went to school. I remember I was watching an interview of one of my mentors. I love this guy, Dr. Cosmas Maduka. Is the chairman and founder of Koscharis. He's a billionaire in dollars. Okay? This guy, when he speaks English, you ask him, Dr. Maduka, he has an honorary doctorate. He didn't even go to class 7. And they ask him, Dr. Maduka, where do you learn how to speak English? The man said, how are you trying to insult me? I know I don't speak well. I have been forcing it, and finally I can speak in a way people can understand. His English is nothing close to perfect. He doesn't, sometimes he mixes up the verbs and nouns. But you know what? How come that guy could build a $1 billion business? That guy was a mentor to his uncle. His uncle let him go 4 years after. and gave him 200 naira to start life.
Correct.
And he built from 200 naira. So the question, therefore, and the reason why I am giving these examples is to bolster what you just said, Dr. Edimo. Because in this conversation today, if somebody took anything from Dr. Edimo, it should be about mastery and mentorship.
Yep.
Because mentorship leads to mastery.
Yep.
Mentorship is the shortest cut to success. Because you are working with somebody who is helping you to avoid the pitfalls. You remember there's a game we used to play when we were younger, where this guy, I forget how they call it, where this it's a person, right? And the person has to be jumping on different pillars. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's an old school video game. And each time the pillars keep coming up and going down and coming up and going down. And so you have to time it just enough to jump on the next pillar, otherwise you fall in the hole. You understand? But the people, my friend, used to be the champion in that game. And the reason why he was champion is because he had played it so many times. The guy knew exactly the pattern behaviors of those pillars.
That's true.
He knew exactly when to jump, when to stop, when not to move.
Yep.
And so that is how mentorship is like. There is somebody standing in front of you who is telling you, jump now.
Yep.
Okay, don't jump. Jump high enough until you get used to, you get your own experiences, and then you can become better.
I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
I'll give you an example, right? Last week, you remember I told you that I registered for an option trading class.
Right.
That's coming on the 17th, right?
Yes.
So I registered for that class. They gave us pre-recorded videos that you had to watch and set up some charts, right? I did that over the weekend, and Monday I set up my chart and stuff. Based on that information that I got, right? I paid $1,000 for this class, and it's gonna be on the 17th.
Correct.
But I have taken my time to watch the videos, set up my charts, and see what they're doing.
Correct.
I'll tell you, on Tuesday, I implemented some of these strategies that I learned, right? That's how yesterday I made $1,000 out of it. Today I made 700.
Wow. Wow.
Okay. So this comes back to you learning. And if you see, I have a doctorate degree today, right? Having a doctorate degree doesn't make you know it, doesn't make you feel that you know anything.
Absolutely.
Right? There are folks with GED that are making millions upon millions upon millions. Don't take those certificates. Certificates are good. I'm not in any way bashing certificates, but I'll tell you, it's all about implementation.
Correct.
If you have all these certificates behind your name and you can't implement or add value to something that you're doing, then going to school doesn't make any difference.
Absolutely.
And you made mention of the fact that the Igbo people had mastered it. The Igbo people knew about MDA before every MDA came into existence.
Absolutely.
You know,
They'll take
a young boy, 12 years old. They stay in their houses. They start teaching them, going to the store every morning. They open the store, they put their things out. In the evening, they put it back. They come home. These people, they stay with this boy from 13 to like 21.
That's 8 years. That's 8 years of solid hands-on experience.
See, you see the entire way your master has been living. So if you go out and fail, you are on your own.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Dr. Dimo. I mean, that is a topic on its own. I think we will create a show just to talk about mentorship on its own. I think it's that important. I think in this time and age, especially with what is going on the market, not only now, not only today, but historically with the behaviors of the market and the whole concept of investing, how important is discipline and long-term thinking to become a successful investor?
You know, I tell people investing in the stock market, it starts with a mindset. If you don't have that mindset shift, that investing is long-term, don't go and venture. There is a high probability, if you see your accounts going down like the past couple days, there is a high probability you will cash out at a loss. Do you know the people that lose money in the stock market? It's those that sell at a loss. that's that's
Fact.
that, that's the name of, that's the name
That's a
of the
fact.
game. So
Yes.
so if you invested $10,000 yesterday and today it's $8,000, you go and sell, bam, your loss. You just recorded your loss. The next people that lose money in the stock market are simply those people that chase the penny stocks, the people that chase things that don't have no value. They can't read the 10K of a company. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what earning per share is. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand what the balance sheet of that company looks like. They don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's a value stock or a growth stock. They don't know what
Mm-hmm.
an index fund is. They don't know what
Mm-hmm.
an ETF is. They don't know how to balance or diversify their portfolio. But they can download a Robinhood app, put $10,000 there. But when I ask them to pay me 1,500 just to talk to them to help them guide it, before they realize their $10,000 is $200, because you know what? They took that 9,800 and bought 1 million stock of blah blah blah.
I know we see that every day, don't we? But I think I just want to take a minute, first of all, to say hello, good evening, Tekok Terence. I'm not sure exactly where you're dialing in from,
Take
but I
off
know
Terrence is
that you're
dialing
always
from
watching
Cameroon.
our live shows, and I'm sure you're learning something. I believe that you are certainly better than you ever started watching us. So, as the days go by, you'll certainly be building a lot of it. I want to recognize all the other viewers on the line. If you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, go ahead, leave us a question, leave us a comment, let us know you stop by, let us understand also some of the things you want us to talk about. All right. A lot of the things we talk about, we come up with those topics. And if there are some topics that are of interest for you, this is your opportunity to demand that, and we are going to deliver it to you. If there are things that you have questions about, package that into a request for a topic, and we'll talk about those specific topics. And when we talk about them, you are going to benefit, right?
Yep.
That's how you take advantage of social media. Social media is like water. You can use it to make poison, or you can use it to give people medication to get healed. You
Yep.
can use social media for entertainment, you can use it for business, you can use it to learn. Listen, traditional ways of learning is going out of mode. If you just listen to our channel consistently for 1 year, as we are getting better, you are following in tow. You're getting
Sure.
best. That's the reality
That's
of
a
the
fact.
matter. So, Dr. Edimo, we're getting close to the
Yes.
hour mark here. You know, it usually goes fast because, man, when you start spewing out all those great ideas, I sit here, I don't even know what to say, right? Now, I know the market is already running red this week. What are some of the stocks and ETFs you are looking at,
Man, I'll tell you,
which you'll be
man.
loading up on?
You know, you know, Alphabet reported earnings yesterday, and they blew it, man. And they are doubled down on their investment in AI.
Yeah.
A lot of this noise that folks are talking about, there's just too much. See, we haven't even gotten into 5%
We haven't
of
we
what
haven't even touched it.
on what AI is gonna do.
It's
We
possible.
haven't. Yeah. So
So-
we
Mhm.
haven't gotten into 5% of what AI is gonna do. So when
Yes.
I see, stop listening to pundits and all these folks that are just making noise. They're getting paid to do all of this. You
Correct.
cannot be switching your portfolio every day here because of what somebody says. And
Very
that's why we
true.
don't come here and say, go and buy this, go and buy, oh, I'm buying this. No, no, no.
Correct.
Our
Correct.
portfolios are set up.
Yes.
I make changes on my portfolio every 6 months at the least, at
If
the
it's
most.
necessary.
Yes, at the most. I
Correct.
don't just sit here because the market goes down 5-10%. I panic and go sell stuff and buy. No, that's the easiest way you're gonna lose your money, and that's how the rookies they invest. Like
Mhm.
today, I'll tell you the amount of money that have changed hands because of those folks that have $5,000-10,000 in their portfolio. It has gone down by 15%, and they are running away from the market as a result of that.
And the patient ones are just collecting.
Absolutely. I usually, and I'll tell people here, I usually keep 5% in cash. Yesterday, I used half of that 5% to buy. Today, I used another 5% to buy, and I'm buying the solid companies, man.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
buying. I'm
awesome.
buying into the alphabets. Like just tomorrow, I'm gonna be buying into the Amazons. Okay, I have a diversified portfolio. I don't just invest in index funds. I still have time. When I'm
Correct.
5 years, 7 years to retirement, I'll get strictly on index funds and stuff like that. But right now, I take
You can, yeah,
take
you can
forex.
certainly
You
diversify. You
know,
still have the runway.
so the Mark 7, they still stand the test of time and they will still grow, whether we like it or not. Looking at companies like uh, 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 uh,
Microsoft.
Walmart, Walmart,
Correct.
Walmart, if you want to get into the value, the Costco's, these companies, they have been there. Go and look at what Walmart have been doing. Walmart is doing incredible changes with respect to their brand and their strategy, and the
Correct.
stock has already been taking that into perspective. That's why if you see the past 1 year, Walmart is over 20%. This is not by magic. And those are the kind of things that I look at. I also look at, we know who is in the office right now. Today, I'm fighting Venezuela. The next day, I'm fighting Russia. You look at defense companies, some all of
Correct.
those, into ETFs, add those to your portfolio. Whoever is in gov is okay. There was this thing. I'll give you an example. This guy, he's been investing, right? And that's why I say when you start investing, find a mentor to help you invest.
Yeah.
What was going on today or what is good today might not be good 8 months from today.
Fact.
When the Biden administration was in, they had all these green initiatives going into. They have all this plug power and stuff like that. God, look at those stocks today. They are pennies. They are $2. So some of these folks, they think that they understand how the market works because maybe they have gotten guidance and coaching for a year. They don't want to pay for another year. They think that they can do it all by themselves. Before they realize their portfolio is 75% down.
I'm telling you.
So this is an act that you have to build over time. This is not something that you pay for a year, then the next year you disappear, then you come back, or you go and be telling people that Dr. Ejimo advised me to do this. No, 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 no. You cannot say that. Coaching, that's why you see football players, they have coaches all the time. Even the best one, Cristiano Ronaldo, still have a coach.
Correct.
Messi still have a coach. They could have been like, oh, you these coaches, I have played for 20 something years. I don't need you. I know everything. I'm the world best football player. But they still listen to what the coach tells them. And when they are playing, when the coach sees that their value has gone down, they take them off and
Mm-hmm.
put in new people. That is how building world is. If you don't understand the game, you want to go there and venture by yourself, or you get into coaching and you think that you know it all, you get out, you get beaten really bad.
Wow, Dr. Dimo, what a powerful session we had today. And guys, if you join us in the middle, even if you started from the beginning and you are still with us, thank you for hanging out with us. Go ahead and rewatch this. All right. It's going to be on Facebook for another month before they get deleted. On YouTube, it's going to be there longer. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Right, Dr. Dimo, any parting words before we go?
Oh yeah, just to tell people about the World Smart Advisory Group. Again, we help high income professionals and entrepreneurs, and also families build, protect, and transfer wealth by intention. Wealth is not built by accident; it is engineered,
Mhm.
and you can work as hard as you can, but if you don't engineer that part of that extra or that part of that money that you're making, it's going to be really, really tough for you to build wealth over time. So if you're looking for that help, if you're looking for that guidance, if you're looking for somebody, not just to look at just what you're making, but to also help you to scale and to answer some of those pressing questions with respect to finance and wealth that you might be sitting and trying to just guess, you have a place with Wall Smart Advisory Group. So please call us, book your 1 hour session with us, world and assessment session. I'm telling you, if you don't get 10 times the value of what you come today, we'll refund your money. That's just the way we do it. We just want to help people, man.
That's awesome, man. Hey, it was a great time hanging out with you, my man. And for everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. Blessing P. Jacob. I hope you found some value in this. Share this with your friends. Join our community. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. Follow us on Facebook. Actually, on February 26th, we are going to be having a webinar called the Clarity, Wealth, and Legacy Blueprint webinar. And the goal of this webinar, as it says, is to help you gain clarity as to not only your finances, but your purpose, your life, and the legacy you want to leave. By the end of that webinar, everybody will be walking out with practical guide that they can implement step by step to start not only building their wealth if they're starting, but if you're already starting, accelerating that process to great success. So go ahead. I will leave the link down in the description of this video. Click on that link, secure your seats. The seats are going out very fast, and we are going to be working with limited number of people. The reason why is because it's a live event. I will be there live presenting. Dr. Edimo is going to make a cameo appearance. And
Yep.
so we cannot work with many people because we'll not be able to handle the volume of questions and answers that will be coming. There's a general admission ticket, and that is available for you to have access to the 1 hour 30 minutes presentation. And then if you want to have to ask questions and have guarantee that your questions will be answered, you have to get the VIP package, which gives you access to the guaranteed question and answer extra 1 hour session. It also will give you a specialized calculator that is custom made for us. It's also going to give you access to all our new offers that come in. You'll be the first to know, and many other perks you're going to get from joining the VIP class. So make sure you be part of that. I will see you on the inside. And until
Say,
the next
Gus,
time,
Gus, Gus. I want to say
yes,
something, right? Say,
yes.
this is a giveaway that you're giving people, man. For
I
all this thing,
know.
$190. To be candid, right? This is, you remember we went to a training. What you're giving is
Yes.
$37,000
Yeah.
at the min a year.
Yeah.
$37,000. And the thing is, we're selling this thing to people that don't see the value in it. That's why we've discounted it to this. You've discount. This is like a giveaway. Looking at the time that you're putting into this thing and the return that they're paying you, this is what they call pro bono. This is pro bono for you.
Got you.
So
Yeah.
I think we should do something, right? Maybe tomorrow or during the weekend. Let's find a 15 minutes and do a spotlight on this upcoming webinar. Let's
Okay.
let's go live, just
Uh-huh.
15 minutes. Let's talk so that it gets into some people's head. Because
Okay.
why should you go and buy an EXO Hennessy EXO for 197, but you cannot come to a webinar for 2 hours that will give you a blueprint that you can buy 100 bottle of EXO sitting in Santa 20 years from today, crossing your legs. Let's do a spotlight, man. Let's do
We
a
will. We
spotlight on
will.
this.
That's wonderful. That's very thoughtful. Hey, man.
Yep.
Always a great joy, honor, and pleasure hanging out, brother.
All right,
You take
brother.
it easy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye,
All
everybody.
right.
Until the next time, be well, be blessed, and never stop being a blessing to somebody.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Sure.